This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, Baruch Haba, welcome everyone. Tonight's learning should be is Chizuk For Chanukah for Chaim Shmuel Ben Liba. So we're approaching the Yom Tov of Chanukah already tomorrow night, and we know there's a big question about Chanukah, and the basic question is, what exactly are we celebrating? If you look in the Gemara mentions one thing. The Gemara says, "My Chanukah." The Yevanim came in, they were metame the oil. They couldn't find any oil. They found one flask, enough to light for one night. It lasted 8 nights. That's what the Gemara says. The Gemara doesn't say anything about the Milchama, the military victory. On the other hand, you look in Al Anisim, and in Al Anisim, nothing is mentioned about the oil. All we talk about is the military victory. Hashem saved our lives. Rabim biyad ma'atim. So what was it? Is it what the Gemara says, or is it what we say in Al Anisim? The truth is, if you think about it, the real miracle we needed was to win the war. Our lives were on the line. It wasn't just a physical victory. It was to save Klal Yisrael and to save Torah mitzvahs. Whether we light the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash that year or not, how important was that? The main thing was there should be Yidden and there should be a Torah. Whether we were able to light the menorah 1 night, 8 nights, what do we need that for? And anyway, they could have lit Tamei oil. We know the famous question of the Pnei Yeshua, the Chacham Tzvi, Tuma Hatra B'tzibor. So, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz asks, and by the way, this is in the new edition of the Sichos Musar, that it would seem the Iker Simcha is that we won the war, our lives were saved, the Torah was preserved, but where exactly does the miracle of the nace of the oil come in? So he says a beautiful idea, and it's based on this week's Parsha. Yosef HaTzadik, he's being sold down to Mitzrayim. His whole world is crashing down. He was sitting and learning with his father his whole life. He was Ben Zekunim, he was learning Zraim, Kodshim, Nashim, Yeshuais. Moyed, the Baal Turim says, he was in the best yeshiva in the whole world, the best Rebbe. He was with his tata, and now he's taken prisoner, he's held hostage, he's being kidnapped, his world is coming crashing down. Oh, but the pasuk says there was a caravan of Yishmaelim and they were carrying spices. Say Chazal, look at the reward of tzaddikim. Hashem wanted to make sure that when Yosef is being kidnapped, it smelled good. You think Yosef cared that it smelled good? His life was about to be seemingly ruined. He's being kidnapped from his family. He's being taken to the most degenerate place in the world, a land of Tumah. No one ever escaped. Mem Teshari Tumah, taken away from his father. You think he cares that his kidnappers smelled good? You think it mattered to him whether they smelled good or they smelled bad? What difference does it make how it smelled? Says Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, it's not that the smell was a reward for Yosef. This is what it did for him. When Yosef was being kidnapped and being taken down to Mitzrayim, there was a danger that Yosef might think, that Yosef might feel Hashem is abandoning him. Hashem is forsaking him. Hashem is rejecting him. Hashem doesn't love him anymore. It's hopeless. He'll never be able to be misdavek to HaKadosh Baruch Hu again. All hope is lost. But then, Yosef smells the good scent. Yishmaelim don't usually have a good scent on them. And Yosef realizes that no, Hashem is not rejecting him. Hashem is not abandoning him. Hashem is with him. Hashem is taking him down to Mitzrayim. Hashem is not forgetting about him. Hashem is leading him to Mitzrayim. Hashem is with him. The good smell puts the whole situation in a different context. That chesed allowed Yosef to realize that Gam ki elech begeit salmaves lo yira ra ki ato yimadi, that the Rebbeinu Shem is with him. So sometimes a little extra chesed, it's not the chesed per se. What it is it puts the situation in a totally different context. You know, if you want to give somebody a present and you really love them, you don't just hand them the present. You put it in a nice box. You wrap it in wrapping paper. You tie a bow around it. Does the bow make the present more valuable? No, the retail value is exactly the same. What does the box do? What does the bow do? The bow means that I'm not just giving it to you, I'm giving it to you ba'ahava. I'm giving it to you with love. Says Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, the celebration of Chanukah, Avada and Avada, is that Hashem saved our life. The Yevanim, there was a war, there was a military battle, we won the war, our lives were saved, the Torah was saved, Klal Yisrael was saved. That's the simcha. But maybe you'll make a mistake and say, you know why Hashem saved us? He saved us because He had to. What's going to be if there's no Klal Yisrael? What's going to be if there's no Torah? So maybe Hashem did it because He had no choice. So Hashem said, nah, I'm going to wrap this in beautiful wrapping paper. I'm going to tie a bow around it. I'm going to give you the miracle of the oil. I know you don't need the miracle of the oil. But just like wrapping paper, it's not needed, but it shows that you're giving it with love. Hashem says, I want to show Klal Yisrael, I'm saving you, I'm rescuing you, I'm preserving the Torah, not because I have to, but because I love you. I'm doing it ba'ahava. And that's the greatest simcha. So sometimes in life, we have very big challenges, and we have tzara. And sometimes we have situations it's very difficult to understand. But when we're able to get together like this and be mechazik each other, and the Rebbe Shem is giving us this opportunity, that means Hashem is not abandoning us. Hashem is with us. Hashem is not forgetting about us. Hashem is, even the Begeit Salmaves, Hashem is together with us, and Hashem is going to pull us out of it. And the Rebbe Shem wants us to be mechazik in the emunah that we're strengthening ourselves in. And in that zechus, just like Yosef, he was nischazek because he realized that even though he's being sent down to Mitzrayim, the Rebbe Shem is with us, and that allowed Yosef to remain firm in his emunah, and ultimately he rose up and he brought Yeshua to Klal Yisrael. So too, as we're mechazik in our emunah, even in a difficult situation, in that zechus, the Rebbe Shem should bring us Yeshuas, especially this time of the year. We say there's a harachaman. If somebody forgets the alanisim, he says rachman or yaslanu nisim uflois k'moisha asisa la'aveiseinu b'azman hazeh. That means this man we tap into the miracles of Chanukah, and we're mispalel that just like the Rebbe Shem brought us Yeshuas in the time of Chanukah, Rebbe Shem should continue to bring us Yeshuas, and we should hear Besurais Toivos, and Bez Hashem Refuah Shalema to Chaim Shmuel Ben Liba B'Sach Shachal Yisrael.
Amen. Shkoyach, Rabbi Glatstein for speaking. We will now start saying to home. We'll start with Kaf Chaf Aleph.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.